Hello, it's good to have you here at the Top 100 Most Powerful Black Women Summit. Welcome to the Thrive Without Burnout Masterclass Strategies for Business Growth. In this masterclass, you will learn strategies to increase your time, money, and energy. Stay with me until the end because I have a special tool to share that will help you implement the powerful strategies that I am sharing today so that you can start seeing results immediately. Before we get into it, I want to assess where you are currently at in your business, as clarity is the foundation to any successful strategy. So, right now, which of these two entrepreneurs sounds more like you? Entrepreneur A, who works long hours, feels exhausted, is constantly chasing clients, and struggles to keep up with everything. Or Entrepreneur B, who runs a profitable business, attracts dream clients, has time for personal life, and works on what truly moves the needle. Which one do you relate to more now, and which one do you want to be? When it comes to the money you make in your business, which entrepreneur do you want to be? Entrepreneur A, who is constantly refreshing your bank account, hoping for a payment to come through, only to see another unpaid invoice. You're discounting your services just to get clients, working more hours than ever, but somehow the money still isn't adding up. The stress of unpredictable income keeps you up at night. And instead of feeling like a CEO, you feel like you're barely keeping your business afloat. You might even be making revenue in your business, but it is not enough for you to take home and live an enjoyable life. Or are you entrepreneur B, who wakes up to payment received notifications? Your revenue is growing, your clients value your expertise, and you're no longer undercharging just to stay booked. You've built a business that's not only profitable, but sustainable, one that pays you well without running you into the ground, one that has leveraged your strengths and your genius zone. Which one do you want to be? And let's talk about energy, because the way you manage it can make or break your business. Are you entrepreneur A, where you wake up already exhausted, reaching for coffee just to push through the day? Your inbox is overflowing. Your calendar is jam-packed with back-to-back calls, and you're answering emails late at night because there's never enough time to catch up. You're multitasking constantly, but instead of feeling productive, you feel drained, overwhelmed, and stuck in survival mode. Or are you entrepreneur B? You start your day with intention. Maybe it's journaling or a deep work session or just a moment to breathe before diving into your business. Your calendar is structured with dedicated CEO time, focused work sessions, and actual breaks. You're not just busy, you're productive, energized, and making strategic decisions that move your business forward without burning yourself out. Which one are you currently now, and which one do you want to be? Something that often gets sacrificed when running a business is relationships. Which one do you want to be? Entrepreneur A, who is always working, even when you're supposed to be spending time with family or friends. Your phone buzzes with messages from your loved ones, but you don't have the mental capacity to reply. Maybe you feel isolated, carrying the weight of your business alone, or worse, stuck dealing with draining clients who leave you feeling frustrated instead of fulfilled. Or entrepreneur B, where you close your laptop at the end of the day, knowing your business is running without you having to be on call 24/7. You're present with your family, having real quality time because you've built a business that works for you. And your clients, they respect your boundaries, trust your expertise, and value what you bring to the table. Which one do you want to be? Let's be real. You didn't become an entrepreneur to work more and have less money or spend less time with your friends and family. It's most likely that you started your journey as an entrepreneur so that you could have more time, more freedom, more money to enjoy life. Time, money, and energy are the three key areas that shape the foundation of your business and your life. When one of these things are out of balance, it affects everything, and life just feels so much harder. But when you align them strategically, you create a business that fuels your success without draining you. Thriving isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter in all the right places. When you thrive in these three key areas, you will be able to show up as your best self to serve your clients, support your team, and be present with your family and your friends. We are here today so that you can learn strategies to thrive without burnout. Before we continue, I'm Josephine Owusu, the founder of the Owusu Collective. I'm a business strategist for ambitious female entrepreneurs who want to increase their profits, increase their productivity, and get back their time. I'm passionate about helping female entrepreneurs like you to say goodbye to overwhelm and burnout so that you can focus on revenue generating activities, operating in your genius zone so that you can build a business which allows you to live life on your terms. I bring over 15 years of experience managing large-scale production budgets and leading creative teams for award-winning media companies and fast-growing startups that you can see on the screen right now. My expertise ensures seamless execution, financial efficiency, and high-impact results for top brands. My strategic planning services help you to get unstuck, and my framework gives you the clarity, strategy, and leadership skills to bring growth, connection, and achieved business goals. My ability to combine strategy with operations will help you gain structure in your business and stop wasting time on all-consuming tasks so that you can focus on the things that will take your business to the next level. Before we get into the different strategies, I want to remind you that small drops make a mighty ocean. I'm going to share different strategies, but this is a reminder to start small because the best strategies are the strategies that you implement. As you take daily steps to remove burnout and overwhelm from your life, you are setting yourself up for success and for a brighter future. So the first area that we are looking at is strategies to increase time. Time is one of the most precious resources that you can't get back. And so the first step to thriving without burnout is to look at where you are spending your time. This is important because the present state of your business is a direct reflection of how you have been spending your time. One of my business coaches always says that where you are in your business currently is a reflection of what you did 90 days before. So I want you to remember that. Your business is always 90 days behind you. So what you do today, you will see the results in 90 days. Before we get into the strategies about increasing time, I want to talk about the zone of genius framework that Gay Hendricks breaks down in his book, The Big Leap. It's important for us to discuss this so that you can begin to understand the types of zones that there are. So, first we have zone of incompetence, which are activities that others can do better than you. That's why it's called zone of incompetence. These are energy draining tasks and time consuming for you. These tasks should be delegated or automated because they are not your strength at all. Then we've got zone of competence. These things are tasks that others can do just as well as you. These should also be delegated and automated because if others can do them, you don't necessarily need to be doing them as well. Then we've got zone of excellence. Now, your zone of excellence are things that you do extremely well and you can actually make a lot of money from it because you do them so well. You can mistakenly think that these things are your actual zone of genius because you do them so well. But they don't bring you deep fulfillment or joy. I'll give you an example. When I used to work at Cartoon Network, I was a production manager. And I worked as a production manager. I worked in production at Cartoon Network for about 7 years. I thought that was my zone of genius until I started my business and realized that my zone of genius was actually strategy. I had learned, because I'd been working in that role for so long, to operate in a place of excellence. I was making money from it. I was getting promoted from it, but it was my zone of excellence. And then the last one is zone of genius. So these are the activities that you are uniquely suited to do. They draw upon your special gifts and your strengths. They're those things that you find easy, but other people struggle with. They're the things that people come to you for. These are the things that you should be spending most of the time in your business doing. These are energy-giving activities. In the notes, I want you to look for the link to the Thrive Tracker. And I want you to click on the Find Your Genius Zone tab. What I want you to do, you can pause this video if you want to go and fill it in. But I want you to fill in every single column so that I want you to make a list of all the things you've ever done, all the things you've been asked to do, all the things that you do in your business. And I want you to categorize them. I want you to categorize them by zone of incompetence, zone of competence, zone of excellence, and zone of genius. And if you are struggling to think about the different things that you can put in here, so it could be anything from things to do with your business, things to do with work, things to do with hobbies. I want you to put everything. It could be creative activities, every single thing you can think about that you do. And if you are struggling to complete this, there are some tests online. If you just Google zone of genius assessments or zone of genius tests, if you just search them, you can do one of those tests so that you can have a better idea of the different things that you can add to this. And then I want you to complete this spreadsheet. So feel free to pause and do this right now so that you get it done, or you can do it later, whatever suits you. So there are two different types of ways that you could be spending your time. So the first one is CEO level growth tasks. These are tasks that fall under your zone of genius. So the reason why we went into that whole thing of zone of genius is because you want to be spending most of your time in your zone of genius. So CEO level growth tasks are tasks that fall under your zone of genius, high impact strategic tasks that align with your vision and fuel momentum. Revenue generating tasks. They're things that are going to bring the revenue into your business. Energy giving tasks that only you can do because they leverage your strengths and your genius zone. And lastly, they are tasks that grow your business and take it to the next level. CEO level growth tasks helps you to connect with the vision, helps you to look ahead, helps you to plan and preempt what should we be doing next to take the business to the next level. Examples of these tasks include business strategy and big picture planning, creating offers that align with your zone of genius, sales and marketing activities which bring visibility, which bring clients, which bring revenue. Deep work, so that could be strategic brainstorming, writing, designing, creating. High value client work, networking and collaborations with aligned partners, visibility opportunities, including interviews and podcast guesting, and investing in personal development and leadership skills. The second type of task that you can do in your business are maintenance and repetitive tasks. These are tasks that fall under zone of excellence, zone of competence, and zone of incompetence. They are low impact, time consuming tasks that feel like busy work. It's maintaining the business. It's exactly what it is. It's maintaining the business. It feels like busy work. They are tasks that help to maintain your business, but don't grow your business or increase your revenue. They are tasks that can be delegated or automated, and they are energy draining tasks. I want you to think about what I know. I don't usually encourage CEOs to have an hourly rate, but I encourage you to have services where it provides value. However, internally, it's good for you to know what your hourly rate is. And so I want you to think about what your hourly rate is. So, for example, it could be $500 if you're in the US or Canada, or if it could be £500 if you're in the UK. Think about what your hourly rate is. So for this example, the CEO hourly rate could be $500. I want you to think about the task that you are currently doing in your business. If you are doing a task and you were to outsource this particular task to a virtual assistant, and you had to pay them your CEO rate of $500, would you pay them to do this task? If the answer is no, this means you should be delegating it because it is a maintenance or repetitive task. Examples of maintenance and repetitive tasks include answering non-essential emails and DMs, repetitive admin So data entry, invoicing and scheduling, customer service for non-ideal clients, social media posting without a strategy or delegation, constant context switching, so jumping between different small tasks, and saying yes to things out of obligation instead of alignment. Now that you have a better idea of your zone of genius, it's time to audit your time to see where you are spending it. In the Thrive Tracker, there is a tab called the Time Audit tab. I want you to fill in each column so that you can categorize all of the things that you currently do in your business. Feel free to pause the video so that you can actually go and do this. If you can put a timer on for about 10, 15 minutes and complete this so that you have this done and ready for you. What you want to do is you want to start here in this column in the daily tasks. I want you to do a brain dump of every single task that you do in your business, no matter how big it is, no matter how small it is. Just do a brain dump of every task you are currently doing in your business. Once you have written down every single task, I want you to decide whether it is a revenue generating task or a maintenance task. So decide which category it falls into. If it's a revenue generating task, I want you to write why you think it's a revenue generating task in that column. If it's a maintenance task, I want you to do the same thing. Write why you think it is a maintenance task. And then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to decide on if it is energy giving or energy draining. So I want you to put yes, or you could put a tick, but decide, is it an energy giving task or an energy draining task? The reason why I want you to do this is because I want you to get clear on where you are spending your time. Another thing I want you to do as well is for the next 7 days, I want you to track your time if you do not do this already. This is so important because sometimes we underestimate how much time we spend on particular tasks. So when we do a time audit, we get that clarity of, oh, I'm spending more time on maintenance tasks than CEO level growth tasks. So it helps you to give clarity. So for the next 7 days, I want you to do a time audit. You can either write the start time and the end time. You can either do it in a spreadsheet. You can use free tools like Toggl, Toggl, or there's another tool called Harvest. That one's a paid tool, but you do whatever works best for you. But I want you to track your time for the next 7 days. And that's how you'll be able to see whether you are spending your time on CEO level growth tasks or maintenance tasks. The goal is for you to be spending most of your time on revenue generating and energy giving tasks. That is our goal for you. Okay, so now we are moving on to strategies to increase money. So most people think that to increase revenue in your business, you need to sell a larger volume of what you are already selling. Yes, that is correct, but it's not the only way to increase your profits, especially if increasing volume is going to increase the time you are spending on your business, which will result in burnout. I'm going to be sharing with you a few more simple strategies that you can use to increase your revenue. So the first one is Raise the prices of your current services. So I've got this example here. You could have a one-on-one service and have capacity for 10 clients a month. Your current price is 500 and it's 500 a month. So, and it's for 12 months, for example. So if you have 500 times 12 months times 10 clients, that's 60,000 in revenue for this one-on-one service. You decide to increase your prices and you double the price per month to 1,000. So we multiply the 1,000 times 12 months times 10 clients, and the revenue is 120,000. Just by increasing the price, the revenue is increased by 50% without having to do more work. This is the kind of strategies that I want you to use. So sometimes we think, oh, I need to bring in more clients. Sometimes it might just be a tweak in your pricing, and that alone will increase your revenue without you having to do more, avoiding burnout. As a rule of thumb, you should get into the habit of raising your prices every year by a certain percentage to align with inflation. The second strategy when it comes to increasing your money is introducing a high ticket offer. Let me caveat this and make sure that every offer, let me caveat this to say that every single offer that you make should provide value, especially when it's a high ticket offer. Every offer you make, whether it's low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket, but especially if you are going to be launching a high ticket offer, make sure that the value is reflected. Make sure that you over deliver. Don't just slap on a high ticket price and give shoddy results. So do you have a service that you usually deliver in a month or 2 months that you can charge a premium by delivering it in a shorter period of time? For example, a 1-day VIP day or a 1-week VIP week. There are so many examples that I can share with you. For example, a graphics designer who specializes in branding for product-based businesses might introduce a VIP day service where instead of working on projects over weeks, she packages her expertise into a 1-day intensive for 3,500. This can allow her to increase her revenue while reducing project timelines and client management stress. I also know of people who are web developers, web designers, where their projects usually take 6 to 8 weeks, but they have a VIP week where they do it all in a week and they charge a premium. Do you have anything in your offer suites where you usually do it over a longer period of time, but you can deliver it in a speedy turnaround? Clients will pay for that. They will pay for that speed. And I want you to remember, when charging a premium, you have to clearly demonstrate the ROI that investing in your service will bring the client. The next one is leveraging strategic partnerships. Partner with complementary service providers. These are service providers who serve the same audience as you, but aren't competing with the type of service that you have. You could be a graphics designer who does branding for 6-figure female entrepreneurs, and you partner with an accountant and a lawyer who work with the same audience to create some kind of exclusive training on getting the branding and legal foundation set. You serve the same audience, but you have different functions. And so you all complement each other. This kind of collaboration can bring you in front of a new audience and increase the number of people signing up for your services. Number 4, expand your team to increase capacity. Remember that hiring team members will increase your CEO capacity, which will bring more revenue generating activities and growth in revenue. Let me repeat that. Hiring team members will increase your CEO capacity, which will allow you to do more revenue generating activities and will grow your revenue. I have a client who is an illustrator, and she already had an existing team, but she wasn't leveraging them. So what we did is she promoted 3 of the team to become senior team members and to also manage the junior illustrators. And this freed up her time because she had 18 people who were direct reports. That was taking too much of her time, and it wasn't allowing her to work in her genius zone. But as soon as we restructured her team, that freed up so much time because she wasn't trying to manage the junior team. And also, she was able to book clients, multiple clients, on the same day because those senior illustrators could go and they could serve those clients. So while she was at an event, her other 3 senior illustrators could also be booked on other events. Guess what that did? It brought in more revenue for her business without taking more of her time. It was incredible. She was so amazed. She was burnt out and overwhelmed before that. And after that, she was just like, I'm getting paid more and I have more time. Sorry, it just went step forward. Number 5, optimizing past and current clients. We as entrepreneurs can be guilty of chasing new leads all the time. I want you to make a list of the current and past clients that you have. For your current clients, I want you to always pay attention to their pain points and needs and approach them with any upsells you may have, any downsells, any workshop. Think about a fast food restaurant. You know, when you go to, for example, Burger King or McDonald's, and they ask you, would you like some fries with that? Would you like it as a meal? You're going for a burger and they ask you, would you like a meal? So that's an upsell where you get the fries and the drink. And then the downsell could be, would you like an apple pie? So think about your packages and your services like that. Think about what can I offer my current clients that based on some pain points that have come up. And then with your previous clients, make sure that you have a process to stay in touch with them so that you are top of mind because people get busy. And share any services with them that would benefit them. Invite them for conversations, invite them to discuss about your service to see if it's a good fit. Number 6, regularly review your expenses. I want you to ask yourself, when it comes to your expenses, what is the return of investment of this expense? Before you even go to spend the money, what is the return of investment of this expense? And then I want you to ask yourself, is this expense a necessary requirement to maintain or grow my business? Or is there another alternative that can do the same job? I would recommend you at least review your expenses every quarter. If you could do it every month, great. But every quarter is a good amount of time because it's a good amount of time to measure whether you're getting an ROI. And when you do that regularly, you can make savings that will increase your profits. Okay, we're going to the last section where strategies to increase energy. This is important because your energy levels determine how you show up for your business, your clients, your friends and family, and to the world. It can be the difference between making and breaking your business. And remember to just keep on watching because I have a special tool for you at the end of this masterclass. So, number one, prioritize your sleep. Sleep looks different for everyone. I know my first question to you is, are you getting enough sleep? I know people who can't function if they don't have 8 hours sleep. Some need 9, some need 7. It's about knowing yourself and being in tune with your body and doing what works best for you. I know that for me, I need a minimum of 6 hours to be able to function, but my sweet spot is actually 7 hours. I can thrive on 7 hours of sleep. Anything more is a bonus. So my question to you is, are you getting enough sleep? And if not, what could you do to get more sleep and also improve the quality of your sleep? I want you to think about that. I also want you to think about, do you have a good morning routine that sets you up for the day, that sets you up for success? And do you have a good nighttime routine? And the reason I ask you this is because a good morning routine starts with a great nighttime routine. What time is an ideal time that you want to wake up? And how many hours of sleep do you need? A lot of people say, okay, I need 8 hours, and I want to wake up at 6 a.m., for example, and they work backwards and they say, I need to be in bed at 10. That's actually wrong because you don't fall asleep as soon as you get into the bed. So I would recommend that you get into bed. Your nighttime routine gets you into bed an hour before you should be falling asleep. So if you want to wake up at 6 a.m. and you know that you need 8 hours of sleep, then you need to get to bed. You need to be in your bed at 9 a.m. And whether you are reading, you figure out what helps you to unwind and to get into bed. But you do what works for you so that you can fall asleep for 10 o'clock. And here's a little hack. If you're someone who has been going to bed so late, so for example, you get to bed around midnight every single day, and you know that you need to be sleeping at 9 p.m., I would recommend that you take it. Remember what I said about small drops makes a mighty ocean. So I would start with, for the next week, you go to bed 15 minutes earlier and you wake up 15 minutes earlier. And then the week after, you wake up 15 minutes earlier, you go to bed 15 minutes earlier. You keep on doing that until you get to your ideal bedtime and wake up time. Learn to say no more often. I know that all of you who are people pleasers out there will be challenged when it comes to this. But remember that every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else that may be more important. I have a client who owns an agency and she was burnt out and had nothing in her tank. It was empty. I taught her this philosophy and she started practicing it. and has transformed the way she shows up in her business for her, for herself, for her daughter. It's just been incredible to see the transformation. And so learn to say no more often. Pay attention to what you are eating. There are foods which give you energy, help you to be alert, and make you, or foods that make you sluggish and tired. Think of what you need to do to have healthy, nutritious meals that will give you energy. When I used to work at Cartoon Network, I used to go to a cafe around the corner and get for lunch a jacket baked potato with cheese and beans and a salad. After lunch, I would feel so sluggish. The ground looked so comfortable, like I wanted to sleep on the floor. I had no energy in the afternoons, but it's no wonder with the carbs, with the cheese. It's no wonder, but I never made that connection. And so pay attention to what you are eating and what gives you energy and what makes you sluggish, because that affects how we show up. If you need to meal prep to help you stay on track when it comes to your eating, figure out how many times a week do you need to meal prep? What specific days? For me, meal prep works when I do it twice a week on a Wednesday and a Sunday. That works with me in my schedule. Figure out what works with you. When that happens, it is brilliant. I have my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner. It's all ready. I don't need to think about anything. And it's nice to have that fresh and nutritious food. So choose a day or days to meal prep and stick to it. Prioritize movement. Make a list of fitness activities that you enjoy doing. Schedule these activities in your calendar. Try to schedule activities outside. The University of Exeter found in 2019 that spending at least 120 minutes a week in nature is associated with higher levels of health and well-being. The University of Stanford also discovered in 2014 that walking outdoors boosts creativity by 60% compared to sitting indoors. And in 2015, the Human Spaces Global Report found that employees with access to natural environments during the workday reported a 15% increase in overall well-being and productivity. Getting out in nature will benefit you and your business. So aim to move at least 30 minutes a day. And that leads me on to scheduling lunch breaks and vacation time. We are all guilty of working long hours, pushing through without taking a lunch break, thinking we will get more done, but it's counterproductive. I want to ask you, when was the last time you took a lunch break? I want to give you a tip. When you are planning your schedule for the next week, I want you to also book in your lunch breaks. I always say to my clients, if it's not in the calendar, it's not happening. And so schedule your lunch breaks. If you have a calendar link where your clients are booking in sessions, make sure you block out time for your lunch so that they can't book sessions during that time. In 2021, the American Journal of Health Promotion discovered that workers who skip lunch breaks are 30% more likely to feel stressed and burnt out. So this is your permission to start scheduling a lunch break. My next question is, what have you scheduled in your vacation time for the year? I take a life first approach when it comes to business strategy. And with all my clients before we even get into the strategy and strategic planning for the year. We schedule in when they're going on vacation. We schedule in important dates, birthdays, anniversaries, kids' birthdays, school holidays, because it's so important. Sometimes we schedule everything else, but we forget to schedule vacations. And it's no wonder that the end of the year comes and you feel burnt out and you wonder why, because you hadn't prioritized taking that time off. The American Psychological Association has found that you can reduce burnout through vacations, as employees who take vacations experience a 28% boost in happiness and a decrease in stress levels by 30%. So if you haven't already done it, take out your calendar and start booking that vacation and that time off. Manage your stress levels. Everyone manages stress differently. Figure out what works for you. Identify people you can speak to when you are stressed so that you don't keep it bottled up. Write down a list of things that you enjoy doing for fun and that give you energy. And schedule at least one of these activities monthly so that you are not only working, but enjoying life. What's the point of starting your own business if you're just working hard, getting burnt out, and you're not enjoying life? That's not why you started it. Delegate or automate all energy draining tasks. This takes us back to the list of activities that I told you to write in the time audit. And I want you to delegate and automate the tasks that are energy draining to you. So, in summary, we have talked today about strategies to increase your time, your money, and your energy so that you can thrive without burnout. We've talked about finding your genius zone, the difference between CEO level growth tasks and maintenance and repetitive tasks. Simple strategies to increase your revenue without having to put in more work. I shared examples including raising your prices, leveraging your current and past clients, and introducing premium services. We've also talked about the importance of sleep and having a good nighttime and morning routine. I would recommend that you do an exercise where you just write down, what does your dream nighttime and morning routine look like? We've talked about learning to say no, prioritizing healthy eating and movement, scheduling lunch breaks and vacations, and managing stress. Thank you for listening to this masterclass and for watching all through to the end. In the notes, there is a link to this strategy mapper that will help you to create your 2025 success strategy with ease and clarity. It will give you clarity for the year ahead. It will give you a snapshot of the 12 months, and it will help you to see your quarterly and monthly goals. It will help you with revenue and financial goal planning and give you insights into key events and meetings that you want to be at in 2025. It is an amazing tool that I have used with my clients for a couple of years, and I use it myself. And this is my gift to you. It's free. So if you click on the link to sign up for it, you will get a copy of that. Thank you so much for listening to this masterclass on thriving without burnout. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, on Instagram. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you have any questions, please DM me or email me on josephine@theowusucollective.com. And just tell me that you saw me on this summit, and I will answer any of the questions that you have. I'm excited to see your journey as you thrive without burnout.